A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. This is Shafiq Ahmed over here, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Let's Learn Together. So, we have started the chapter on environment from geography section of grade 7, and this is the continuation. This is the third class where we have to study from here major spheres of environment or spheres of the natural environment, or you can say major domains of the natural environment. Okay, let us start then. So our next topic is what major spheres of the environment. Actually, there are four different domains you can say, or you can say there are four different spheres of natural environment. Means we have divided the environment, natural environment into four different spheres. The Almighty has not divided. We have divided for our use, for our easiness. We have divided so that we can study one by one all of them. So there are four spheres of natural environment. Number one, atmosphere, then lithosphere, hydrosphere, and the mixture of three is known as biosphere. So don't worry, we are going to study one by one all of them. First is atmosphere, that is the first domain or spheres of the natural environment. Now we are going to learn a lot. See, have you seen this image? You can see over here that you can see the atmosphere. Let me use my annotations also. Mhm. Now you can see it is written over here atmosphere. Atmosphere is not in the ground, it is above the ground. You can see over here. Hydrosphere is the domain which is concerned with the water bodies. And biosphere is the mixture of all. You can see in biosphere, the mountains are there, waters are also included. Even the lithosphere is also included in biosphere. So this image is showing that all of the things are there in the earth, and we are enjoying, we are living our life with the help of all these, all four of these major spheres of the environment. So let us see about lithosphere. First is what? Atmosphere. So there are two different definitions of atmosphere which are very easy. Number one is that the first line that you can see over there, the atmosphere is a thin layer of air that surrounds the earth. The air which is around the earth, which we can feel also when the air blows, when the air moves, we feel it also. So that particular layer of air which is around the earth, you know, that is known as atmosphere. So when somebody asks you what is atmosphere, you can write this first line, that the atmosphere is the thin layer of air that surrounds the earth. Either you can also write this statement also, that the atmosphere is that blanket of air which surrounds that earth. Blanket, due to in cold season, also in winter season, we used to wear a blanket, we used to cover ourselves with the blanket. So the earth, the air is also acting like the blanket. For what? For whom? For the earth. So the air is also acting like a blanket for the earth. So we can write this also, that the atmosphere is that blanket of air which surrounds the earth. Or you can write this one also, the atmosphere is the thin layer of air that surrounds the earth. Both meaning are same. At one statement is written it is thin layer, and the other is blanket of air. Rest is same over there. Now the what is the next statement is written there over, that it is a mixture, means that air is a mixture, means atmosphere, if you are saying, you can say air also. So atmosphere is a mixture of many gases, such as nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and etc. etc. You, as a student of class 7, you must be knowing about these two gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, because we inhale, we take oxygen, and we breathe out carbon dioxide. So you must be knowing about these two gases. So these two gases, along with other gases, are all present in the atmosphere. So that's why atmosphere is one of the most important domain of natural environment for the living being, for all living being, plants and animals both, because the air is giving us oxygen, with the help of which we are alive, we are taking breath. Otherwise everyone would die out, because air is the most important, or you can say essential thing in our life. Next, the atmosphere also contains, beside all these gases, the atmosphere also contains water vapor, dust, and smoke particles also. Water vapor, and dust also, and even the air, or you can say atmosphere, contains these smoke particles also. So along with the gases, these things are also there. Water vapor is also there, dust and smoke particles. Now, why are these particular atmosphere or the air is not leaving the earth? Why they are not going somewhere? Why they are not going in the sky and raising there? Because there is a reason. The gravitational force of the earth, the gravitational force attracts everything towards the earth. Not only the air or the atmosphere, it attracts everything towards itself, the gravitational force of the earth. So like that, the gravitational force of the earth also holding this atmosphere around us. If there would be no gravitational force, then there would be no atmosphere also, no air also. We would not be able to get this air also. So that is the reason why this atmosphere is all around us, because of the reason of gravitational force of the earth. Now, what does the atmosphere do for us? The first thing, that it provides us oxygen. That is most important. Another thing, it protects us from the harmful rays of the sun and the scorching heat of the sun. It protects us from these two things, harmful rays and scorching heat. Scorching means वैसा heat जिससे बदन जल जाता है, जिससे body जल जाएगा, scorching heat. And it also protects us from the harmful rays. And you can see the changes in the atmosphere. If the atmosphere of a particular place changes, if it becomes hot, it becomes cold, then the weather as well as the climate of that place will also change according to the atmosphere. Means the atmosphere can cause change in the weather as well as climate also of a particular place. Next, atmosphere extends a little beyond 1600 kilometers from the earth. Means from the earth, it starts from the earth and it goes up high up to 1600 kilometers. Means you can find this air around 1600 kilometers above the earth's surface, है ना? अर्थ के सरफेस से 1600 किलोमीटर ऊपर तक आपको ये एटमॉस्फेयर मिल सकता है. You can get it. Now, the composition or the structure of the atmosphere is our next topic. है ना? The structure of the atmosphere, or you can say the composition, means atmosphere किस चीज से बना है. The atmosphere is that blanket of air which surrounds the earth. We know the thickness of the atmosphere, यानी कितना atmosphere, यानी air ज्यादा कहां पर होगा. Where will the air be maximum? The thickness of the atmosphere will be maximum near the earth surface. Earth के surface के सामने सबसे ज्यादा जो है almost 80% of the atmosphere lies near the earth surface. Means they are maximum near the earth surface where we are living. But it decreases, ये कम होते जाता है rapidly, है ना? It decreases rapidly with height, because the gravitational force also decreases with height. तो gravitational force decrease होता है. That's why this atmosphere is also decreasing with height. That is the reason, because atmosphere is maximum at near the earth surface, because the gravitational force of the earth is also maximum near the earth surface. That's why most of the atmosphere, almost 80% of the atmosphere, are near the earth surface. And जैसे ही जैसे हम लोग ऊपर जाएंगे, as soon as we will move upside, means upside down on the mountains, you can see if you are moving towards the mountains, then you will get less and less air. You will not be able to breathe properly also if you will climb high up the mountain, because the gravitational force of the earth is reducing there, as well as the atmosphere is also reducing there. Got it? I think up to here you can all now understood. Okay, let us move to our next topic. That is the composition of atmosphere. Means what are the things available in the atmosphere, or you can say what the atmosphere is made up of. Now you can see the particular diagram, this over there, this image. It is showing that the girl is carrying a particular circle, and here it is written that nitrogen is 78% out of 100% of the composition of atmosphere. 78% of the gas is which gas? Nitrogen is 78%. And oxygen, very important for us, that is only and only 21% oxygen is there. 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen. If you will add both together, 78 and 21, it will give you 99. Means 99% of the atmosphere is made up of nitrogen and oxygen. Only 1% is left with other gases. And what are those other gases? Carbon dioxide is 0.03%, which is good for the plants but not for us. Argon 0.93%, and rest of the gases altogether consist of 0.04%. So that makes up 100%. You can see over here also that pure air means without any pollution. Pure air consists 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen, and argon 0.093%. And carbon dioxide, which is important for the plants, and plants are also important for us. We should take care about the carbon dioxide also, that plants should get carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide 0.03%, and oxygen that is important for us is 21%. So this is the, you can say, are the materials from which the atmosphere is made up of. These are the materials which are making this atmosphere. So remember the percentages, okay? Remember the percentage. What are those percentage? In spite of this nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and other gases, there are some more thing available in atmosphere. What are they? They are water vapor, dust, smoke, small grains. Water vapor, dust, smoke. Small grains means uh, small food items, food articles, or you can say the dust of the food also. Salt is also there in the air many times. And microorganisms which we cannot see with our eye, we will have to see it with the microscope. So those microorganisms are also staying in this atmosphere. So these are all present in the lower layer of the atmosphere. They are present, they are living with us. These microorganisms, salt, smoke, small grain, dust, water vapor, they are all with us. They are all living in this particular atmosphere. Let us move to our next. That is very important. It is quite interesting also. You will be all glad to know about all these things. Let's learn about greenhouse gases and greenhouse effect. We are going to learn, and we are going to learn with the help of many images. Okay, let us see. The first image you can see over here, the sun is shining there, and our earth is over there. You can see the earth over here is shivering due to cold, and the earth is surrounded by this circle, and this circle contains many gases, and this is the atmosphere around the earth, that we were learning right now, that this particular circle which is surrounding the earth is the atmosphere, and this atmosphere contain a lot of gases, and out of those gases the greenhouse gases are also there. We will name you, I will give you the name of the greenhouse gases and why are they called greenhouse gases, we will learn. But in this image you can understand the sun is over there, the sun is shining there, the sun rays are coming toward the earth, but there is an atmosphere. The atmosphere is protecting us from the harmful rays of the sun also, and the earth over here is shivering over there because it is not getting all the sun rays over there. That's why it is shivering. So from this image it is clear that the structure of the earth, or you can say our universe, is like this. Let us move to our next image here. We all know that the sun rays warms the earth. The sun rays come to the earth and it warms the earth, and due to which we don't get too much cold. If we will not get the warm sun rays, then our earth will be a very cold place in which we would not be able to survive. So the sun rays are very important for us also, because the sun rays help the earth to keep warm also. Otherwise, it would be very impossible to live over here. So what is the next image is saying over here? A part of the sun rays is absorbed by the earth. The sun rays which comes to the earth, you can see the earth is eating up, means the earth is absorbing the sun rays of the trying to observe all the sun rays over here, but unfortunately all the sun rays are not absorbed by earth. सारे के सारे sun rays जो है वो earth अपने पास नहीं रख पाता है. Now let us see what happens. तो नहीं रख पाता है तो what happens next? Only a part of the sun rays is absorbed. Part means कुछ ही sun rays absorb हो सकता है. Now you can see the sun rays which have come towards the earth over here. Some part of the sun rays have been absorbed by the earth, and you can see these parts over here and over here. These parts are reflecting back, means they have come to the earth and the earth has not absorbed it, and they are going back to the space. You can see they are going back. They are going back. This one, and you can see this one over. This part of the sun rays were not able to be absorbed by the earth, and they are going back to the space. Now what happens next? A part of the sun rays is reflected back in space. We have seen in the image that few parts of the sun rays are getting back from where they have come. Now here comes these gases which are very, very important for all of us. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. These are the three gases which are commonly known as greenhouse gases. And carbon dioxide is the most common gas which is known as greenhouse. Now what this carbon dioxide and methane and nitrous oxide which are present in the atmosphere. Now what are they doing in the atmosphere? What is their function? ये लोग क्या करते हैं atmosphere में रह के? What do they do for us? Let us see in the next image. A part of reflected rays is trapped by the greenhouse gases. And the rays which were going back to the space, जो वापस जा रहा था space में, those part of the sun rays are absorbed by these greenhouse gases. ये greenhouse gases है, आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर ऊपर in the image you can see these are the greenhouse gases. और ये greenhouse gases जो है ये क्या कर रहे हैं? They are absorbing the sun rays which were going back to the space. तो ये लोग अर्थ को जो है गर्म रखने में हेल्प कर रहे हैं. They are helping the earth to be warm, to get warm. Otherwise, if these particular sun rays which were going to the back to the space, if they have gone, then the earth would be a very cold place to live in, and we would not be able to survive. So this is the work of the greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases absorb, or you can say capture the part of the sun rays which is used to get back to the space. यही काम करता है ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस, एब्सॉर्ब कर लेता है, पकड़ लेता है वो सारे सन रेज को जो अर्थ से वापस भाग रहे होते हैं, है ना. इट यूज्ड टू कैप्चर दैट. नेक्स्ट इमेज देखो क्या बताता है. These trapped radiation means over here the sun rays. These trapped sun rays of the sun warm the earth. इसी वजह से हमारा अर्थ जो है वो गर्म रह पाता है. Otherwise it would be very cold place, है ना. तो we should be thankful to these greenhouse gases, to these carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. We should be thankful to these particular greenhouse gases that it is helping the earth to get it warm. Now you can see this trapped radiation of the sun warms the earth, and this is why. That is the reason over here. If there were no greenhouse gases to trap the sun's radiation, the earth would be a very cold place, that I was saying, where we would not be able to survive. So that's why we should be very, very thankful to these greenhouse gases. Now what is next image is showing? Why are they called greenhouse gases? That is very, very important. Okay, let us next see. Why are they called greenhouse gases? I think that you must all have seen this type of house which is covered by the glass, from everywhere. This type of houses are available in the nursery. Nursery means where we used to grow plants also. So you can find these type of houses easily in the nursery, or you can even find it in Patna Zoo also, and different zoo. This is also available in different many zoos also, so that the students can come there, visit there, and see the greenhouse this greenhouse. Now let us see what this greenhouse do for. In a greenhouse, the sun's heat can come in, है ना, सन का हीट यानी सन रेस कैन कम इनसाइड द ग्रीन हाउस, वो सन रेस इनसाइड आ सकते हैं लेकिन वो बाहर नहीं जा सकते. सी, in a greenhouse the sun's heat can come in but it cannot go out. You can see over here, ये लोग बाहर नहीं जा सक रहे sun rays. Whatever the sun rays have come inside, they will have to stay inside. They cannot go out because that glass is such made up of that it can only ask the sun rays to come in and it will not let them go out. So that is a different type of glass which is not letting the sun rays to go out of the greenhouse. अब ऐसा करने से होता है क्या ग्रीन हाउस है? What happened next? The trapped heat warms the greenhouse, and whatever the heat or the sun rays that have entered the greenhouse, that warms the greenhouse, जिसकी वजह से ग्रीन हाउस में बहुत गर्म हो जाता है. You cannot stay there more than for 15 minutes. You will feel a lot of heat and you will all be sweating from all the place. So we the human beings would not be able to survive in the greenhouse for long hours. We can get inside, but for few minutes only. So what is the use of this greenhouse? The trapped heat which have been trapped in the greenhouse, the heat which have been trapped, used to control the growth of the plants. Means there are some plants which needs a lot of warmth, a lot of heat, a lot of sun rays. There are some plants which will only grow that if that plant will receive more and more sun rays. So those type of plants are kept inside the greenhouse so that they can grow easily, because the greenhouse inside is having a lot of heat because the sun rays are coming only, they are not going out. That is the reason that we will feel a lot of heat there. Now read these three statements. In a greenhouse, the sun heats can come in but cannot go out. So that heat which have entered in the greenhouse, that trapped heat warms the greenhouse, and these gases trap the sun rays. Likewise, now it is very important. Likewise, the gases carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide are those gases which also traps the rays of the sun, which is used to get back from the earth towards the space. But these gases do not let them go back to the space. ये gases क्या करते हैं? रोक लेते हैं वो सारे sun rays को जो हमारे अर्थ से वापस होके जाता है. So like the greenhouse, these gases, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, they are also doing the same work like the gases, like the greenhouse gases. That's why this is the reason why these three gases, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, are known as greenhouse gases, because they are doing the same work which the greenhouse is doing for those plants. The same work is done by this carbon dioxide for ourselves, for human beings. That's why these gases are known as greenhouse gases. So that is the reason you written there, that you can see over here the earth is thanking these greenhouse gases which is surrounding the earth. The earth is thanking, because they have kept the earth warm, otherwise it will be very harmful place for us. The trapping of heat keeps the earth warm. That is why it is also known as greenhouse effect. The trapping of heat to keep the earth warm is called greenhouse effect also. The greenhouse gases are trapping the heat to keep our earth warm. That is why it is also known as greenhouse effect. That is all from this class. We will meet again in our next class. Thank you all. Bye bye. Take care.